Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you again. And we've got some more OP05 playtesting here. I've got a purple Luffy deck going up against my man David again, playing Belo. And Belo, I know very, very little about. I haven't really tested the deck at all, but I am going to pop up the cards not only for anyone that's looking to know like what the cards do, but also myself, because I'm going to be honest with you, I had to read like 4 of his cards trying to figure out, you know, what was going on. Although I had seen the idea of the deck, it's kind of like this glass cannon build that just goes for a turn that, you know, lowers the leader down tremendously and then goes for game. It's very tough to deal with, but if you know what you're, what you're dealing with or like how to play against it, it's not too bad to play around. It's just if you find yourself in a certain situation, you're like, uh-oh, here we go. But he uses Belo on turn 1 to search out a Revolutionary Army card. He will swing 5 at life, and I'll counter out with Scratch Mana Poo. And he plays Morley here, 3 cost 5k. That is when attacking. If the character has 7,000 or more power, your opponent can't activate like a blocker. So really nice little, can't be blocked card here. Works really well with the combo if he's able to get it off. And I will attack. He does take it, going down to 3. And now I use Magellan here to subtract 1 of the Dawn. And I don't really know if there's much of a curve that Belo is looking for, but I'm assuming that he chose first for a reason, so I'm just kind of figuring it out. And I guess the one thing to think about is, what is it? The 7 cost VV. But he does play Igaram here, which is a leader gains -5k, and then you rest the character, and you get to search for an Alabasta type card. So it can be used, multiple times, activate main, and then I think he was realizing like, okay, I actually think I can search, or it can search itself, which he does, and brings leader down to -5k right now. But does unfortunately whiff on the second search, so finds Igaram and then unfortunately whiffs on the second Igaram. And now, obviously, I don't want him to have these searchers on the board, but at the same time, I'm like, alright, I don't know if I should be too weary of them. I'm just kind of trying to get to the point where I can get this KO here. And with us being at 6 Dawn, I am just going to attach 1, swing for 7 to life, and he does counter out with a 2k and a 1k there, and I will then just swing 5 into one of the Igarams, and I'll play Queen, doing the Dawn -1 to get a little card draw, and we pick up a Poly as well as an ulti right there. And I believe I just go ahead and trash the page 1, but I actually choose to trash the Law. I think I should have just got rid of the page 1 because blockers are really helpful at a certain stage in this, in this matchup. Because if he does end up getting the combo down, it's, the blockers come in super helpful. Obviously not against Morley since they can get through the blockers, but just keeping life high and then playing blockers, usually speaking, does seem to do the job. But for 4, Dawn is going to play Karasu, and I feel like this is the lifeblood, kind of like the beating heart of this deck. It's going to have that on play and when attacking, subtracting 1k power to a character or to a leader. And he will use that leader ability from Belo to discard a Revolutionary Army card and give 3 characters plus 3k. Belo is going to be given the plus 3k, so that's going to be a 5k swing into my 4k leader, so I'll give him a 2k for that. We also see a 5k from lead itself. I'll give him a 2k as well. And now an 8k unblockable. I'm gonna have to take this one. We end up picking up Poly, and I believe he just passes, or he does have 2 Dawn. No, is going to swing 5 with the Igaram. And now I should have just rested queen. I don't know why I countered out right there, gonna be honest. I'm not entirely sure. But maybe, you know, there might be some other... I don't think I'm missing a mechanic here, but I'm pretty certain that was just a 5k that I could have just rested queen and called it a day. And now I will go 6 into his Morley here. I just don't like the idea of him having a card that can get through any of my blockers. And I'll play Poly using the 2 to get a Active Dawn, but KOing the Karasu, because I know that card is super important for the combo. And I think we just pass with the 1 Dawn active. I might attach it to Queen, but I think I just choose to pass. Nope, yeah, we'll just go 6 into his Belo Searcher. I just want to get all the cards off the board because I know that it can get kind of scary if he starts to flood the board and then use leader ability. Just the plus 3k is pretty solid here, just going to trigger cards or potentially Revolutionary Army cards. He does play 2 Karasus though, bringing my queen down to a 4k right now, and I don't have any 2k counters, but I don't want this queen to die, so I think we end up just dropping the we end up just dropping the Gum Jet Gatling right here, just figuring out which card I want to trash instead, and I choose to go with Magellan and saving the queen. He'll pass it right over, but 2 Karasus on board is pretty annoying. You know, having the that card is, it's just kind of scary when you get the on play and attack with the VV rush. I mean, you're just bringing leader down to absolutely nothing in one turn. It's pretty terrifying, honestly, but it's a hard combo to set up. So you got to get to that point, as well as, you know, being able to flood the board. I will swing 6 into life with Poly here. I'll swing 7 with Magellan. He is going to take that. And I'm considering whether I should be going for game here. I mean, it does feel like if you're just going to take those, I can probably pretty confidently just go for it. But I'm also like, does he get me with like a rush card? Because yet again, you got to remember, I don't know all of the cards that he's playing in his list very well. So I really was kind of like, I don't know if I should be playing defensively here or not. And I just knew of playing maybe like 1 or 2 games against this list on the sim that I kind of got the idea, but I just don't know about, you know, a lot of the OP05 Revolutionary Army cards. I choose to just go 9 to life. He does take and gets a Brûlé blocker. Kind of makes my decision a little bit easier now. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have to swing for game now this turn. And I'll just play Law and Pass with 1 active, saving it for the Blast Breath. But we will see 1 for Belo here, and is going to pick up the Emporio Ivankov. And I have a slide that will pop up Ivankov's ability here on the second game. But Ivankov, if I remember correctly, is when attacking, you can play a... I think it's a 5,000 power or less Revolutionary Army card, but I could be wrong. I'll see it shortly here in the next match. But we do have the Emporio Ivankov being trashed actually to use the Belo ability, and Karasus can lower down lead, or they can lower down one of my characters, but they are at 8k, and now this is a 10k swing. And this 10k swing is going into Poly. With him being at 5k, I'm just going to let him go. I'm not super worried about that. We're going to see a 10k swing into Magellan. I'm also like, should I let it go? Obviously, I can just block if I want to save this. And I think I ended up doing this incorrectly. If I remember, like, because yet again, we're just practicing, but I ended up realizing, oh shoot, I should have just like blocked the Poly hit or something like that. But Magellan, I am going to defend here from the 7k swing with Blast Breath, and then he plays another Brûlé. But we have enough swings that we should just be able to go for game here. Shouldn't be a problem. Drawing into 9-cost Kaido, obviously pretty sick in this point, since he would only have 3 cards in hand, and we would have 4 swings with that. But it's not even necessary. We'll just go 9k. We'll just go 9k. And we will just go 9k. And he does have enough to get to 8, but we will take the game on the first match. The Belo Betty list is really interesting. Like the glass cannon idea is just it's kind of terrifying if they get the board. And you know, in the second match, it definitely feels like it kind of goes a bit more towards him seeing the combo. And hopping into the second match, though, I think I won the dice, or no, I can't remember. I think I chose to go first this time, and he chose to go second because he was like, oh yeah, I don't want to have to deal with Magellan getting me off curve for Vivi. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. So I'll go first, though, and just pass it over. And he is going to go second. Could play Igaram if he has it, and sure does. Igaram does come down, rests the card, and gets to search the top 5. Could potentially find Vivi here, but unfortunately whiffs one more time. We also haven't seen him be able to use the stage at all, which is a little unfortunate. I think that the stage probably would have been very helpful for him to kind of start cycling some of the cards in hand, and also just potentially, like, you know, getting the cards that he needs. I'll use Ulti's ability here, though, to put down a page 1. So this combo is just very aggressive. I love it. You know, obviously gets a lot of counter power out of hand, but it is so nice because, like, people having to deal with, you know, two 4K, or excuse me, two 4-cost 5K, 6K stat line characters is kind of terrifying to a degree. And there's a Porio Ivankov. If the character has 7,000 power or more, play a revolutionary type character. Yeah, with 5,000 power or less. And yeah, I just go 5 to life and 6 to life. He does counter out of 2 of the swings, but takes 1. And I'll put down the Uses Captain Kid blocker. It's so nice just being able to have this card with a lot of the Dom minus effects with Purple Luffy does have in the list. And obviously, you know, Ivankov is a little scary because he can play potentially cards that gain rush off of having Vivi on board. But we will see. Actually, I think he's taking his time to decide where he wants to go with this. It's going to be a 5k to ulti. I do just block this. And then we will see 6 Dawn rested for a Morley as well as a Brule here. Doesn't attack with the Ivankov. Wants to save that for when he has the combo. And yeah, I don't blame him here. You know, maybe take a life or 2, get Vivi down, and then you just have the turn that you can go for game if you're still alive at that point, honestly. And now I will just choose to go 5 at life with ulti. I think we're at 7 Dawn, and we might be at 8 actually. But 6 to life with page 1. Does get a 2k counter out of hand. Gonna be Koala right there. And now I will play the 7-cost Eustace Captain Kid, bringing leader up, and I also get to bring the Dawn back from the Kid blocker, and I'll just go ahead and pass. I feel like a majority of the time here, I would probably just be attacking with the Kid blocker, but I am so weary of what his deck can do. Oh, and he finally does see the stage card, and I don't believe that I actually put a picture up for this, but the stage card does allow him to trash 1 and search 1, so very helpful for him to find the cards that he would potentially need. And he is going to get down Vivi here, though. All of the red characters with a cost of 3 or more, other than this character, gain rush, and that is just massive. If he can find the Karasus will just absolutely go hard in the following turns. He's just deciding, though, he's like, I don't know if I should be attacking with the, you know, Morleys or the Ivankovs, simply because if I do, then I'm giving you, you know, my board and I want the combo turn. But he's like, I kind of have to either use it or I'd have to risk it. But we just have such a board, it's not really possible for him to get to that point, only having 2 cards in hand. I mean, we definitely just have game here. Unfortunately, maybe didn't see enough of the blockers or getting Karasu down early enough to try and manage my board. That page 1 ulti combo was just so nice. And now I will go 6 to life here. He has to use a 2k counter or two 1ks to get out of this. And I think he is just going to take it. And unfortunately, that's going to be game for my man here. I am just going to attach everything to Kid. But even though it was game, he does decide to show me what the combo, you know, was going to be. And honestly, it's pretty nasty. So, like, he just plays it out here real fast as to what the combo using VV, Karasu, and everything was. And I was like, oh, geez, man. I've seen this before, but that's just nasty, the way that this works out. So yeah, I ended up passing turn, and I was telling him, like, okay, yeah, I probably would have swung with these cards. You know, like, let's say hypothetically you survive. My leader's at 6k, and I probably wouldn't have swung with blocker. So he was like, you might want to reactivate that. And the craziest part was that with it, with it being activated, I think it was the only thing that saved me. So he does find a Lindbergh off of the stage search right here. And then ends up using 8 Dawn to play down Karasu twice, lowering my leader to a 4K leader right now. And then he's got 2 Dawn to work with. Does pitch the Koala there to give Emporio Ivankov and the 2 Karasus plus 3k power, so they're all at 8k right now. And he told me that he chose to do it this way for a particular reason. And now I'm at 3k lead. I'm gonna have to take this first swing. We'll see this bring me down to 2,000 power. I'll take that, and now we have a 4k swing coming from Vivi. I had a 2k and a 1k to get out of it, but now a 5k, I'm like, oh man, I gotta drop 2 more 2ks. Luckily, I did have a lot of counter power in hand, but I do counter out of these, and then we'll have more than likely, yeah, 2 going on to Morley, and this is unblockable, so I'll have to take this, and this is like just a little 1k that we get. And then Ivankov uses on the swing ability to put down Lindbergh and go for 5k. And I think I was only able to get up to 5k, so he would have had it. So that's the, I mean, the play right there is absolutely nasty. If you can get to, you know, a point where you can use the combo. But it is, I feel like I said, you know, being a glass cannon, it's scary. You know, getting there is difficult. You got to see the right pieces. You also have to hope that your opponent can't go as wide as possible to, you know, continuously just get your life down to a bad spot. You also got to hope for some pretty decent triggers. But I hope you guys enjoyed the matches. And yeah, as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one, all right? Peace.